Greetings and welcome back to Old Ways Rising Farm. Have you ever just needed to get in a garden now? Either because you didn't have a lot of time to do it, or you've just got too many gardens to get in, or you're late and it's the middle or end of June and you're just trying to get that last and you need to get it in now. Way to get a garden in now. Okay? Called sheet mulching. The premise is very simple. That we're going to take something which will act as a tarp to kill down the grass, pile mulch on top of it, and then just plant the plants right in. Okay? Now, we need something that will act as a tarp to kill down the grass and decompose. Right? You do not want to do this with any sort of synthetic fabric. Okay? Do not use any type of synthetic fabric. Even cotton fabric is going to take way too long to decompose for this to really work well, right? So the best thing, and also the freest thing, is cardboard, okay? No matter where you are, you can come up with some free cardboard. Go to your grocery store, ask for some junk boxes. Go to a warehouse and ask, what I'm going to be using today, these are very handy, they're pallet covers, okay? These go on the bottom of the pallet and then the top of the stack to keep rain off of the bags, right? So most pallets in a warehouse come with 1 or 2 pallet covers on them. Go to, just save boxes from all of your online shopping. Rip the tape off them, of course, and then you can flatten them out and do this. I have used cardboard from just about every source you can imagine. If you just need to do this today and you just need to go and get something, you can go to big box stores and buy moving boxes that don't have tape on them. Or you can purchase thick craft paper that's used for drop cloths on painting jobs. Like in big box home stores will sell that. Both of those. So you can get that and use it instead of free cardboard, but who wants to pay for free stuff, right? So plan this at least a day or two ahead and you should be able to scrounge plenty of free cardboard, okay? So the cardboard forms the bottom layer, and I'm just going to talk while I do this. I have a little bit that I started last week and then got called away from it. But the cardboard is the bottom layer. We want to overlap the sheets and this will perform the function of killing all of this grass. You see, I'm not even bothering to mow this grass before I do this. And this will kill almost all. The annoying one that will survive this is sadly crabgrass. Crabgrass has enough stored energy in those stolons it produces that the runners, it's a common name for them, that it can survive this treatment more than your clumping and turf grasses will. Which is sad because we hate crabgrass. But this has been down a week. It's already starting to get soft. Trying to pick up the corner here. Okay. There we go. You do want a good overlap so that the grass doesn't come up through the seams. Let me get one more in here. Come in from this angle. Go. There we go. So there is our bottom layer. Kind of pull them out so they're a little bit even. Because I am OCD, not because it's actually important. Okay. Just set that aside. Now, we need to hold this down. We need to put some sort of mulch on here. There's two ways you can go with this. If you are planting seeds, you need some sort of compost that is able to sustain seed germination. In other words, not pine shavings. You cannot sow seeds directly onto any kind of pine shavings or sawdust or bark mulch and have them germinate. The seeds need good contact with well-composted organic material or mineral soil. Now I am stretching my compost with a little bit of this calf stall bedding that I use for just about everything. But I'm only going to use a thin layer of this. The plant that's going to go in here is called woad. It is a dye plant. It is in the cabbage family. And it's a heavy feeder, and I'm growing it for the leaves. So I can afford some nitrogen. So I'm not worried about using a thin layer of this, but I don't want it to be more than 1 inch thick. Because if it is more than 1 inch thick, it will heat up and it will kill my seeds. So I will sprinkle this all the way across, and then I'm going to sow the seed. So we're going to turn the camera off for just a second, and I will finish up this job, get it all neat and tidy, and then we'll talk about planting the seed and mulching the seed in. See you in a couple seconds. As you can see, I completely covered this with this nice even 1 inch layer of the compost material. This is all the thicker that I can do with this stuff. Any more and it will heat on you. Okay, so just a thin layer. This will be the fertilizer for the bed for the year and the first layer of compost. Now the next thing, since I'm direct seeding, the next thing I'm just going to do is broadcast seed these woad seeds. And I'm not going to go give them a big fling. These are a winged seed called a sumera. Okay, so there you go. You can win a bar bet on whether or not woad has a winged seed called a sumera, right? Because I know that was going to come up like tomorrow. So anyhow. And I'm just going to broadcast seed these over here. So they're grass seed. The stuff does want to blow in the wind, and I don't want it to get out of control. So I'm not going to give it a big old whoosh when I'm broadcast seeding it. Do be careful with this plant. There are some states where it's invasive. Doesn't seem to be too much of a problem here in the east, but out west it can be very invasive. Okay. So we're going to broadcast seed all our little woadlings. Now, if you're in the, oh my gosh, I'm almost out of planting season and I need to get this in, and you can't find any source of free organic material, peat moss, if you're direct seeding, will work. Mm-hmm. Now, it's very hard to hydrate. The best way to hydrate it is to stick a garden hose in the bag, fill it up with several gallons of water, let it sit for a week, dump it in a wheelbarrow, and then mix it in the wheelbarrow. That's a pain in the butt and also not fast. It's just really hard to hydrate. So it's one of the downsides to using peat moss. But you can use it. You can use it. You cannot direct seed, as I mentioned earlier, on top of any kind of sawdust or chips. This I can get away with. Yes, it is sawdust, but it's got so much manure mixed in, it'll have good contact with the seed. And I'm going to cover the seed with not sawdust. This is finished compost. So now that it's seeded, it's going to get this coating of finished compost, and this will provide the mineral soil component that will give good water contact with those seeds. And keep that manure-y sawdust moist. We all know we want moist manure. And keep that moist long enough to allow for good seed germination. Plus, this plant is really bulletproof. So it's covered up with that like that, and it is planted. Now, if you're not direct seeding, you can use any kind of mulch for this you want. So if you have a 6-pack of tomato seedlings, let's say, and you're doing this as a last-ditch effort to get all your tomatoes in, don't worry about what you use for mulch. Just get the cheapest mulch that you can find. Put 2 or 3 inches of mulch on top of your cardboard, and then you can take a digging bar or your shovel, jam it down, stomp it down in, make a slit in your cardboard, and just plant your tomato in the slit. And that will work just fine. But if you're direct seeding, you need something as part of your system that will allow for that good soil contact, good moisture contact with the seed. And just plain mulch won't do it. So I'm going to need another wheelbarrow of this, but I think you get the idea here. Very quick. All that was not on camera was me going into the living room to grab my pitcher of woad seed and going up to the mulch pile to fill my wheelbarrow with some more compost. And you've seen everything else. Very, very fast system. Very, very simple. Not back-breaking. So if you find yourself where you just have too much to plant in a certain time or too late in the season to take a lot of time for tilling and double digging and all of those techniques, do this. Those techniques are better. This is not as good as a double dug bed. It just isn't. But it's good enough to get you growing and get something producing in that site. And sometimes done is better than perfect. And this is a perfect, done is better than perfect method. Okay? So, go out and plant the things. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up so the algorithm knows that you're liking it and shows it to other people, and I will see you next time on Old Ways Rising Farm.